bring Michelle on partway through. I don't know. Hello and welcome to Apex Instant Tips. I'm one of your hosts. I forgot to say, brought to you live most Fridays at 12:05 p.m. episode 184, all that stuff. But I'm so excited to have Michelle as my co-host today. Welcome, Michelle.
Hey, it's not Michelle, it's Marwa.
Oh, sorry, Marwa.
Costume dressed up for Halloween.
That's it. Well, Marwa, I love your costume.
Great, the hair and everything. Yeah.
You had me fooled. For Michelle.
I even sound like Michelle.
You've
everyone.
It's all that AI, So.
There you go.
So Michelle, thank you very much for filling in for us today. We have just a 5-minute tip, but today's episode will be a little extra long because I have a continuous process improvement segment and Michelle has a joke for us. So it's probably, buckle in. It's going to be a long.
Best joke ever. It's also the only joke I've ever been able to remember.
Okay. All right. Well, everybody's going to want to stick around for that. The other thing I'll just mention really quickly is that Hayden and I had a very strict rule that we didn't answer people's questions. Nope, the show was just about us having a good time.
Terrible rule.
Well, hey, our show, our rules. But Marwa had a new rule. She's much nicer than Hayden and I. So
I'm definitely Team Marwa on this one.
Okay, well, so Marwa noticed that there was a question last week. I use authorization on DML processes, but when I use an authorization attribute at the region level to make it all non-enterable, meaning meaning read-only.
Read-only.
Right, because last week's tip was about read-only. The whole thing disappears. So the thing is, authorization schemes, when you apply them to anything, a region, a page, an item, whatever it is, authorization schemes make them just disappear.
Right.
So I think the idea.
So what this viewer was probably looking to do was leverage the read-only attribute of the region rather than the server-side condition or the authorization scheme.
That's what I think. That's what I think. So I'm going to answer this question. I've got 5 minutes to do it, and here we go. So if you want to use an authorization scheme for a read-only item, you can come to the item. What you can see is I've made this item read-only right here, and I've done it based upon an authorization scheme. But it's no longer declarative when you do that. If you want to do it based upon an authorization scheme, you look at the read-only property, and you can change it to a PL SQL expression, and you can use this API. Apex authorization is authorized. And we have one called edit job. I have another one called view edit salary. So with these authorization schemes, they do it. So you can see this P5 sal has view edit salary on my authorization scheme, and it doesn't show at all because I don't have that one.
Right.
So when here, I don't see the salary at all, but the occupation scheme is, read-only. So the thing is, I sometimes want to be able to use authorization schemes in my report as well. For example, here, see the salary. But as we said, I shouldn't see the salary. In this particular report, the salary also shows here. Okay, so I see the salary in this column and I see it here, but I don't want to see it in either place. The way I see it in the job column right here is I've used the HTML expression, and you can see right there.
Yeah.
So let's turn these off. And so what I did was I went in here and I said sal, and I put that same authorization scheme on it. And don't you know, when I do it this way, I don't see the salary anymore. But now I see this hashtag sal hashtag.
Right. Okay.
So now I'm lost, Michelle.
So what you want to do is be able to leverage your authorization scheme within your query. But of course, the authorization scheme returns a Boolean.
Right. And maybe even I want to be able to show the salary if I'm the manager of that group, but if I'm not the manager of that
Right.
group, right? So, but I definitely want to use that authorization scheme. So
Right.
how can I use the authorization scheme inside my salary? Because as we just pointed out, the authorization scheme is a Boolean.
Okay. Well,
And
if you're lucky enough to be on 23AI, you're fine, right? You can use it within the query and leverage and use the function that returns a Boolean.
yeah, raise your hand if you're on
If
23 AI.
you're not, which probably most of us aren't yet,
Yeah.
you could convert that authorization scheme to into a package, a function that returns a varchar.
Okay, start typing. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, here we go. So here we have one. Is authorized YN. And this all it does is it checks to see if you're authorized. If you're authorized, it returns a Y. And if you're not authorized, it returns an N. So now we can use this function, is authorized YN, inside our query. So let me show that. So right here in our report, we can use it right here. You can't use this one because it returns Boolean, but you can use this is authorized YN. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use that instead of having our job from before. I'm going to use the one we just talked about. Uncomment that. And now it should do just everything we're talking about because we're checking to see if it's there. So let me save and run that. That didn't work. I don't know what I did wrong. Job, sal. Oh, I know. I've neglected to remove that from the from here. Now I don't need it in here anymore. I can just do. In fact, I don't need anything here if I do that. Okay, so it doesn't show. But if I log in with somebody that has those, I think I can do that really quickly. Let me sign out. I think M. Shushin actually has that. And with any luck, that will work with 23 seconds left to go. Beautiful.
Awesome.
Anything else? Another way to do this?
So you built it right into the query there. I guess you could, since you were using the HTML expression earlier, you could use template directives in there.
Absolutely. So we're not going to have time. We only have 1 second. Ooh, but we actually gave the hint. So let's see. So there we go. That's it. You could use template directives as well. But you still would need to do it in the query because you need that value in the query somehow.
Right. Sure.
Especially if you're doing row by row. If you're doing row by row, then you absolutely need it in the query because some rows could use different authorization schemes, whatever you might have. I'm going to harp on one thing that I always come back to, and that's we didn't talk about it, but in all these cases, I used a scalar subquery. This scalar subquery where you select function from dual right here. Really important. That is number 7 in my writing fast queries. And
if you haven't already, go check out Anton's post, bookmark it, because there's all sorts of amazing tips in there. I remember it from ages ago. I bookmarked it, and yeah, lots of good. Did it suddenly get very quiet for you? I'm so sorry. Our 5 minutes are up, and all of a sudden, you've invited me to the show literally 5 minutes ago, and I had my washing machine going, my air fryer here, and the 5 minutes are up, and everything just suddenly stopped. Anyway,
it's funny how that works. You finish the tip and everything.
And it suddenly gets quiet.
So,
all right.
So
had the wisdom of the week.
Right. So if you just came for the tips, beat it, do all the things like all that kind of stuff. But now the important stuff. I have a continuous process improvement segment, and you have a joke. I'll do my segment because everybody's really waiting for the joke. In episode 100, maybe I should have waited for number 200 for this, but in episode 100, big episode, I gave the definitive way to eat a chocolate-covered graham cracker. Do you remember this, Michelle?
I do.
right? So
Wait, but I don't actually remember. I remember you did the tip, but I don't remember what the secret sauce.
So you want to get your glass, your milk,
right.
ideally from a glass jar. You know,
Okay.
that's yeah. So and you're gonna pour that in your glass. Okay, there we go. So I've got my glass.
Well, okay. I'm not
And what you want to do, and this is key, you want to take the world's smallest nibble from a corner.
Okay.
Like it's so small you can barely see it, but there's a little bit of graham cracker showing.
There's a dog on TikTok that could take that small of a nibble. I'm a huge fan.
Then the opposite corner, same thing, tiniest little nibble.
Okay.
Now you're going to use this as a straw. You're going to suck the milk up through it. And just as you get the milk coming through it, you're going to flip it over and eat it from the other direction because then it perfectly goes.
Yeah.
So this is what I told you. And so you take your milk glass and you put this in it. Oh my gosh.
Oh dear. Wrong glass.
That's the problem. That's process improvement right here. The finest, best use for one of these.
Oh, martini. I have a better use for one of those. I ain't drinking milk from a martini glass.
Well, I'm telling you, it is. See, now look at that. Same, actually, that's even less milk. Perfect. It raises it up so you don't have to lean way over. And then, beautiful, you've got your.
And it feels that much more celebratory, doesn't it?
There you go. Absolutely. So there we have it. Continuous process improvement right here on Tips.
I like it.
Okay. All right. So
the joke.
now we've really built up.
Oh my, I've really hyped it up, and it's the worst joke ever. If you follow me on LinkedIn, you already know it. Lauren, who's in the studio, already knows it because it's the one joke I've been telling all day. So today's Halloween. For those of you that are looking for a few extra hours, maybe to work on your abstracts, tomorrow is deadline for submitting to Kscope, right? You need a bit more time. Today's Halloween. Tell your colleagues that you're at work, you're dressed as a ghost. So you're there, but they can't see you. They can't hear you. There you go. I've bought you a few hours. You don't get it. I told it badly.
I'm dressed as a ghost.
Come to work today as a ghost. Tell your colleagues I'm here dressed as a ghost, so you won't be able to see me or hear me. There, you've earned a few.
Oh, now I get it, because then you leave. Oh,
well, you're not actually there. No one will know because you're a ghost.
Because you tell them that.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, you leave, and then you leave, and then or you could even.
Delivery needs a bit of work, but
no, it's my my level of concentration and setting aside. You know, what is it that they talk about? You need to, when you're watching a movie, setting aside reality or whatever that is.
Right. Yes.
Yes. Yes. That works really well when you're physically someplace. Maybe that was it.
Maybe that's what got lost in translation.
No, I love it. I'm going to do it here.
I got a few likes when I messaged my colleagues this morning. Hey, I'm bored today. I'm just as a ghost, and you can't see me, you can't hear me.
Well, for all the folks at Talan, the moment that I hang up here, I'm going to go put my costume on, so you're not going to be able to see me the rest of the day.
Hey, friends at Talan.
And Michelle, I think possibly Angel beat us to the template directives comment. I see a comment in the comment. Angel says you can also use template directives.
There we go. Good catch.
Yes. But thank you very much for attending, Michelle, and for both of our listeners.
Yep. Thanks for having me on. It was super fun.
Excellent. All right. Well, for everybody else, see you next week. Do all the things you're supposed to do. Send a letter to your mom. Tell her all about the show. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone. Happy Halloween.